Good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to this session, which is about building an MPS comparison in Analyser quickly and easily, I should add. So I'm Natalie. This is Mark, as you're probably aware. I think everybody knows mostly how this works just now, but if not, there is a chat down the side for people who are unfamiliar with the format, and then there's also an ask a question button. So you can use either of those, get involved. What we're going to do is Mark and I are going to have a bit of a chat around the MPS market and how Analyser fits in. We're going to do a bit of a demo around comparisons and the ways you can use those. And then we'll close out. So it's a kind of very short one, but hopefully super helpful for you. Feel free to chip in your comments and questions as we go through. But what I'll do, just so that the flow is as smooth as possible, I'll just try and collect those at the end. And anything that we don't collect, we'll answer directly. So I think that's pretty much it. I always forget to do this audio video help thing, so I'll link that for you. I've got an audio feedback thing my end, but hopefully you don't have it your end. And this link should help with any technical issues that are your end. So I think that's about it in terms of preamble. The only other thing for me to say is there's a call to action button down the bottom. So thank you, Mark. Very helpful. So if at any point during this, or ideally after, if you want to find out any more, sign up, etc., that's the button to click. So, right, Mark, let's crack on then. So the first things first, why did we build MPS Analyser? What problems were we trying to solve?
Well, there was nothing on telly.
No, okay.
So we thought we should do something with our time. So this goes back years and years and years for us. So we did a wave study for 3 years running, trying to look at the MPS market next to the multi-asset market, and I imagine many people have never seen it. And back then, it was quite easy to look at multi-asset funds. It was super, super difficult to find things out about MPS. And things have moved on a bit there, and people have created some products to try and help firms do that. But they're very, very detailed. They're really in-depth performance attribution tools in the main. I'm very quiet. I will move. I can't boost myself, but I can move closer to a microphone, and I can also speak up. I can enunciate and project. If you would
like a Shakespearean actor.
Yes, Brian Blessed here. Hopefully, everybody else can hear me, but I will speak up, and hopefully that will do it. So yeah, super, super in-depth stuff. Particularly, I think it's fine to mention them. It's been renamed. It was Transmission from FE, which is a really powerful tool, but there wasn't really anything there that got you to a short list of MPSs that you should look at. Once you already know what you want to look at, ARC, FE, Morningstar is going to bring something out very soon. These are really, really good, quite detailed tools. But that filtering thing that we do with platforms, where we take a suitability-led approach to get you to a point where you can say, right, now I really, really know that the short list of 3 or 4 or whatever else are the ones that I now want to go to town on. I couldn't find anything that worked like that. And so a natural extension for us was to take the kind of methodology that we do in platforms for what was called Platform Analyzer and apply it to MPS. We're looking for, basically what Analyzer is that kind of filtering and suitability kind of tool. And that's what it's there to do in anything that is challenging to assess and research and that kind of stuff. So MPS was our next one after platforms. There will be more as time goes on as well.
Intriguing. Okay, cool. Right, so I'm going to read out a couple of nice feedback quotes we've had, and then we're going to go to the demo part. And I think people might have seen these, but I just think they're really nice, so I'm just going to keep repeating them and reading them. So one of them was from that picture at Alta, and I'll just read this. This is so nice. It brought a smile to my face when I heard that Analyser was being expanded out to cover MPS as well. As a firm, we look at our data quarterly. Every quarter, someone has to manually key the information in and manually build comparisons for every single MPS. So being able to build the reports in Analyser and then just go in and refresh them quarterly is such a joy. Isn't that
Such
nice?
a joy. It's
Such a
such a
joy.
joy. It is. There's an interesting bit inside that, right? Most people don't review platforms that regularly, every year, sometimes every couple of years. But one of the things that the very active users of the platform side of this have kind of been finding is that they do that review more frequently, because the first time you set up your due diligence, and we're just doing comparisons today in the demo, but when you do the full due diligence thing, that takes a little while. The second time you do it is 5 minutes. And so you're not going to go and spend another day to 2-3 days reviewing platforms every quarter or every couple of months. But we've now got people rerunning their due diligence, certainly quarterly, if not more frequently. And when we ask them how come, their thing is, well, it only takes a few minutes and then I've got an up-to-date report. So I know it's stuck in a file, and there we go. MPS, I think people do assess their MPS choices more frequently. And so once again, I'll show you how we do a comparison. It doesn't take long at all. But the idea that you can get that level of research done in 5 minutes the second time means that if you want to run it monthly, or certainly quarterly, once again, as Matt's doing there, it's a doddle.
Yeah.
That's kind of the power of it. The second time you use it, that's when it really, really shows its worth.
Okay, perfect. Shall we show the good people at home what it's all about then?
Nah, let's not bother. Pub.
Please do.
Oh, all right. Right, I'm going to share my screen. I did this earlier and it went really well. So let's hope it does that again. Natalie and me will get very, very small. And I hope that everybody at home can see this. So this is the dashboard that you see when you go straight in to Analyser as a premium subscriber. Picture of Tom's happy smiling face there. Sorry about that. So along the top is the main navigation. Lots and lots of things in there. Today, we're going to look at comparisons here. And when I click on that, you'll see I now have the choice of doing platform or MPS. So I shall click on MPS and we're going to run a quick comparison. There are 3 kinds of comparisons you can run, and you can see them here. Portfolio features, and that's the one I'll show today. Performance comparisons. Now, we've got a session, I think, is it next Friday, Nat?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do a session on performance reporting in Analyser next Friday at the same time. So I probably won't do that one today unless we're doing really well for time. I might just show it very quickly, but that's sort of a subject in itself. And then a portfolio detail comparison, and I'll show you that one. I'll show you that one too. So let's do a feature comparison first. What I will do is set up a completely new one, okay? And we'll see how we do. So let's do our demo 2, 24th of June. And we will begin. So the first thing to say is that we have at the moment, I've forgotten, I think it's 13 or 14 providers, but each of those providers, as I scroll down here, and I won't go too fast because I know sometimes Crowdcast makes it hard to see what's going on when you're screen sharing. We've got, as I say, 13, I think. It might be 14 now.
14 now, I think.
Yeah, 14 now. Because down the bottom here, I think Waverton were our most recent one with their MPS. But as you can see, almost everybody's got more than one range. So we've already got, I can't even count how many there are, but there's already 40, 50 ranges in here. We'll keep adding more. But when you're doing a comparison, you select the ranges that you want to compare. And you can select all if you want for each provider. And then you can deselect and stuff as you would expect. So I will just select some passive ranges. I think I'll take AJ Bell's passive. I'll take Betafolio Tracker, passive from Bruin, and I'll pick, what else? I'm not going to take everybody, right? And if there are any providers watching going, why didn't he pick me, or whatever, just don't worry about it, right? I'm just it's not a big deal. I'll take Seven's passive one there. I'll take a Sparrow's one on index funds, and the Tatton tracker. Okay, so those are the ones I want to compare. And now, if you use Platform Analyzer, you'll recognize this. We now select the features we want to compare. And our data structure goes like this. There's groups of data. These are kind of high-level buckets. And you can see there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buckets. And then inside a bucket, so I'll go to general information here, we have categories. And that's the next layer down. And then I'll click on business information there. And then we have features underneath that. So group, category, feature. That's our kind of data hierarchy or schema. So let's pick some to compare. What will we do? Let's pick financial strength. There, and let's click total AUM, and let's click date of launch. That's fine for that one. Now I think let's go to technology, and we'll ask if it maps to EV and maybe Phonometrica. So there's 2 there. Great. Let's pick range product details. I think we would like to know the MPS charge, including VAT. And then legal basis. This is quite an important one. Agent as client or reliance on others. So I've picked 8 features here. You can see it says up there. I can deselect any that I like. So if I decide that actually I don't care about date of launch, I'll just get rid of that, and I've got 7 features. And now I'm going to see the results, and here they are. So nice and tidy. Where a data point is a yes or a no, you'll see a tick or a cross there. If a provider has wanted to say it's a yes, but there's a bit more information, as with AJ Bell on their passive MPS here, you'll see a little I next to the tick or the cross. And I'll click that, and it says agent as client on third-party platforms for them. So fine. Where it's not a strict yes or no, you'll see a blue eye. And then when you click on that, so let's click on Betafolio, $1 billion as at 1st of May 22. If we click 7 there, 1.3 billion in the 7 MPS, and so on and so on. So if you want to see all the answers that are behind the blues, when you download your results into Excel, which you do by clicking here, all the data just appears. So you move around, click there, but always you're going to want to download, I should think, the results of your comparisons. And that all just goes into Excel for you, and then you can muck around with that to your heart's content. And that's it, right? That's your comparison done. If you want to rerun that, that's no problem. So if I come back up here and go to Platform MPS again, for comparison, you'll see Demo 2, 24th of June is there. I can go back and find that. I can go back a step up here and deselect and reselect features as well. And it's as simple as that. So your comparisons can be very simple, such as the one I've done here. You can run well, you can run very complex ones if you want, and if you want to have 40, 50, 60 ranges that you're comparing and so on, you can do that as well. But the idea of this section of Analyser is you jump in, work out what it is you want to see. You probably know when you go in, hit the features, pick the ranges you want, have a quick look, get back out again, and do it all in a minute or two. And that, honestly, that's it.
Great. So Janine asks, where can I see the list of MPS DFMs available for comparison?
Thanks, Janine. I will take you now to our directory, and you can see that's got platform and MPS too. And if I click on MPS, these are our providers that we have at the moment. There are something like 80 different providers in this sector. So we went live with 8 when we put this out in test to firms. We've now got 14. We've got a queue of others waiting to join. Onboarding each provider is not something we take lightly, so we work with them to make sure that their data's in and appropriate and all that kind of stuff. But we've got a queue of people waiting to join. Anybody on this call, if you don't see providers that you want in there, give them a shout, tell us as well, and we'll work with them. It's probably quite important to say that the providers don't pay to be on Analyser. There is no way for them to buy like a enhanced listing or greater prominence or any of the stuff that comparison systems normally do to make a quid. We just don't do it. So I think DFMs, I've said this on one of these sorts of things before, I think DFMs are quite surprised quite a lot of the time. It's like, oh, it's free? Like, yeah, it's free. The subscribers, you guys, fund this. And the reason we do that is that we just don't want any nonsense. This needs to be completely independent, without fear or favour to anybody. So neither platforms nor DFMs pay to be included on Analyser. And so there we go. Yeah, there's your 14 at the moment. Some big, some smaller, and lots to come on.
Cool. Do you want to stop sharing?
I do. Hang on.
Hi, John. He says sorry he overslept. I think you can catch the replay. So.
Yeah. Stop sharing. There,
lovely.
Done.
Thanks so much for that. Right, so what does all that mean for the people who are watching then? So you'll probably fall into one of a few camps. So you might be a free Analyser user just now, and you'll have access to sort of very high level information, if I can spit my word out, on MPSs, but you won't have all of that good stuff that you just saw. So if you want that, you have to upgrade. If you could also take a trial if you want to kind of give it a bit more of a play around. And if you're a premium user watching this, it's open to you now. Go in, have a play, tell us what you think. We're really keen to sort of continual improvement is what we do. So if you see something that you would like to work a bit better or providers that are missing, as Mark says, just let us know. And if you haven't signed up to Analyser, what are you doing? Please just do it. You can do that all, whatever route you're coming through, you can do that via that green button at the bottom. If you'd like to hear more from us, we'll be back this time next Friday, and we'll be looking at specifically performance, as Mark mentioned, and then the week after that, we'll be looking at the full due diligence process. So you're welcome to come to both or either of those, but we look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thanks very much, everybody, and do consider signing up. This stuff is not free to produce, and we would love to keep doing it, and we can only do that if you are happy to exchange a small amount of Imperial credits for the stuff that we do. So we appreciate your support. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much. Cheers. Bye.